so today we're talking about my winter essentials and my winter favorites because I clearly have a lot of winter stuff. So I asked you guys if you wanted to see my winter essentials favorites. I've been collecting winter wear for ages. Let's do this. So to give you guys a little bit of context, I'm someone that lives in Mumbai and it's always hot as hell here, but I have an extensive winter wardrobe. So to give you guys some context on why we're here, in December, Weber and I were in Switzerland. It was a full winter wonderland sitch. We had one whole day that it snowed like crazy. I think the lowest we were in was probably -5, -6, and on an average the whole trip was -2, -3. But I've never been happier. I've never been so comfortable in the cold, and I've never enjoyed myself so much in the cold. And I think it's all because of the first thing I'm going to talk about, the art of layering. Okay, with the winter and the cold, you just have to layer. If you layer correctly, you are going to be so comfortable, so happy, and you're actually going to be able to enjoy the cold. And this is something I really learned on this trip. Now, I'm no expert, so wherever you feel like I've done something wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments. Today, we have so many options in terms of layering, okay? There's so many thermals, Heattech, warmers, all of that, which I will be talking about in detail, obviously. But the key is not to have just one big jacket or whatever. It is about layering. You will have to layer in extreme cold. That is the only way you will be comfortable. The next tip I have for you guys is kind of stock up over the years and on sale. Okay, right now actually this is perfect. We're in the middle of mega sale season. All the sales are on. I will also link things that I feel work for you guys in this video, and you can shop on sale. Most of the stuff I'm showing you today I have bought on sale, or if you're in Delhi, go to Sarojini Nagar. It is so cheap and you can get so much stuff. Okay, let's start with what I wore on this trip. Okay, I'm gonna go layer by layer just so that you understand what I'm talking about. The first thing is snow boots. If you're in the snow boots are very, very important. You have to have proper snow boots. Otherwise, your feet are going to get wet. You're going to be uncomfortable and you're not going to be happy. Now, I didn't own snow boots. I didn't need to buy them because I borrowed my sister's snow boots. And that's something you have to have. If you're going on a full-on winter trip, or you can rent in the destination and all of that. But of course, we were there for 8 days and we wanted something to wear every day. Decathlon has some amazing snow boots. They are not really cheap, but you can get them on sale. So if you do want to buy a pair and keep it thinking, okay, someday I'll go on a trip, great, you can do that. Or the other option is obviously to buy when you're traveling. But a lot of the times I'll tell you it's not even available in a lot of the stores. Like in Mumbai, when we went the week before our trip, they didn't have my size in any snow boots. And even for Weber, literally there was just this one pair in the store. There weren't really options. So I would say try online if you're looking to stock up or if you have a trip going up. But snow boots, if you're in the snow, are a must. The other alternative is obviously proper winter boots, high tops that are kind of waterproof. I had this pair from Onitsuka Tiger, which is quite old, 7-8 years old, but I usually take it on all my winter trips and it works very well. So I did wear this on some days as well, but my snow boots were definitely much warmer and I did feel much more comfortable. Now again, with extreme conditions or actually any winter situation, your feet and your ears need to be warm and you will be warmer. Then we come to the legs. I actually wore these under my pants. These are the as in those, the viral fleece leggings. These are from theatre. These are from Uniqlo. These are actually thinner, but they are very warm because they are also fleece lined. These are actually meant to be worn under a skirt or a dress or whatever if you want to, but I use it as my thermal layer because I didn't have separate thermals and I didn't want to buy separate thermals. I did have a pair which Weber used, which I can show you, which is also a regular thermal. So this looks like regular tights, but these are proper thermals and these are from Decathlon. There's always options, as I said, for the base layer. I used these and I was very comfortable in them, even though they were not meant for this purpose. But I will say this, if you're very petite on the waist like me, the theatre ones are a bit loose. kept finding them sliding. Like I actually pulled them over my pants or jeans and I would roll them like this so that they would stay in place. Otherwise, these were definitely way better. The Uniqlo ones fit snug on the waist and they stayed up the whole day. That was my only complaint with these, but otherwise they're super comfy, and this whole fleece layering makes it so cozy and so comfortable. I love this, and because of these, they're full, like literally like full stockings. You don't even need like a extra layer of socks because it starts from your toes. Totally very comfortable with this. The next layer is socks, and I can't juggle clearly. Heattech socks or thermal socks. These are from Uniqlo and these are all Anya Hindmarsh. I love them. They're super warm, but they're not super thick. You know what I find with a lot of the really thick winter socks is that then your shoes become really tight because obviously you buy a pair of shoes in your size. These were perfect for me. I didn't even need to like wear 2 socks and stuff because of my other layer, which you will see. They come in all colors. This time I bought 2. This was my last year's pair. This year I bought 2 more because I was like 8 days in the cold. I need proper socks. So you definitely want to have a great pair of like thermal socks, woolen socks that's gonna keep you warm. So for me, this is my choice of socks. I've got 3 of these Uniqlo Heattech pairs and I use them. Normal socks don't cut it in that weather because then you have to wear 2-3 pairs and I just find that too hectic, so I use these. Then over that, I wore these. Now these are your proper snow pants, okay? So these I borrowed from my bestie. Thankfully she had gone to Kashmir last year and bought all this, so she saved me a lot of money. But this is a pair that I'm going to invest in. Now these are from Quechua, which is from Decathlon. Honestly lived in these. Again, they're fleece lined and they're kind of waterproof. In the snow, you cannot wear your regular jeans and pants because you will get wet. So far in my life, I've only been to like a place where it's snowing and all for like half an hour, 1 hour, you know what I mean? Like I've not really stayed there or lived in snow 24 hours. This trip was kind of like that, where you were in places where you were in the snow throughout, or you'd be like frolicking in the snow, and then we have a whole day of like sightseeing, so you can't go and change and stuff. So in those situations, you really need to be like waterproof and comfortable, and these were amazing for that, honestly. We literally only wore our jeans and trousers and stuff in the city where it was not snowing, and you know, otherwise it was literally these 2 layers and that's it on the bottom. So everything you've seen so far is like waist down. Now we're coming to the top half, and my top half always starts with Uniqlo Heattech. Okay, so I have a bunch of these, as you can see. I've been collecting them for years, and they come in like different strengths, I guess. Like, you know, one which is not so warm, one which is extremely warm. So it kind of depends on how cold the place you're going to is gonna be. I have a mix of them, and I actually use all. So like on a trip like this, I was really lucky because I could wear 1 per day without having to repeat and stuff like that. But you can clearly tell the difference. Like in this one, this is a Uniqlo Heattech, which is much warmer and has a bit of a turtleneck, so your neck is also protected and stuff like that, versus something like this, which is the thin, you know, Uniqlo Heattech, which is really thin, but it's warm, okay? So like, for example, if I was in Delhi and it wasn't really cold, I would probably wear this and a light jumper, whatever, and it'd be good. Or like last time in Seoul, wore this with like my, you know, sweater and I was fine. But in this kind of crazy cold, I would obviously start with a base layer of any of these and then kind of build on this. So I would say if you're someone that travels regularly, stock up on like in the sale, buy 1 or 2. So you get obviously all kinds of thermals online as well, and you get cheaper options. I just find the Uniqlo ones really warm, and that really works for me. So I'm happy to pay extra and stock up on them or get them on sale because they really work. Okay, now what do we have over that? Another layer. Now your sweater or your actual proper warm inner over your Heattech is also very important in the extreme cold. There are a few options. Now I obviously have a lot of cheap sweaters I bought from Sarojini over the years. I'll give you some examples. And like this one is Sarojini, okay, 200 bucks, or I guess like 250. It's nice, it's warm, but it's not extremely warm and it's not thin and light. Now the thing with expensive sweaters is they can be thin, light and really warm. That's the difference, okay? Like you can't carry more than 1 or 2 of these on a trip, right? Because you also have like a luggage allowance. So something like that, or like my basic black sweater is also Sarojini. which I usually carry on every winter trip because it's easy to kind of pair with things. But again, very bulky and heavy to carry, correct? Now, I'm going to show you some alternatives. These are all Sarojini, so I'm just going to skip them. This I bought from H&M on sale. Again, very chunky and like kind of thick. It looks great, it feels great, but it's big and it's hard to kind of carry a lot of stuff. Just also throwing in one of my vests which I bought from Sarojini, which really adds that pop of color if you're looking for like a cool winter outfit and an extra layer. I'm just showing this to you because I like it. There's no real actual need. So sweaters I use a lot, even at airports or on trips, which is why I buy a whole bunch of them. And as you can see, these are like the Sasta ones. Now coming to the thinner, lighter sweaters, okay, where I'm talking about Uniqlo sweaters again. This one is was actually Vaibhav's and it shrunk in the wash, so he gave it to me. This is a large, but it's become this tiny. But I think this is a lamb wool sweater, much smaller and lighter than those, but it's really warm and cozy. Like, you feel so good when you're wearing this. There's an even better option. This one is from Uniqlo, which was my friend Nandini's, which I borrowed for the trip. This is that merino wool or whatever. Oh my god, it's like butter and it's so warm. Like literally the Heattech and this, and you're like, okay, I'm in heaven. Like, that's the difference. So imagine you could take like 3-4 of these in like that much jaga of one of this. You know what I mean? Like, that is for me, I feel the difference with the quality of wool and the price and all of that, and that's what you're obviously paying for. On a trip like this, you want to kind of take more of these or more neutral colors that you can change and style up and style down, rather than having like a green sweater which will look the same in all your pictures. They really make the difference and you won't freeze. Another alternative to a sweater is also a nice fleece like this. This is also Uniqlo. I bought this actually before this trip. And the good part about this is that it's unisex. So if you're a couple, you can share. We bought a small which works for both me and Vaibhav. Like, this small is a little oversized on me and it's actually perfect on Vaibhav. Something that you can keep wearing, and you can actually use this without obviously the Heattech layers and stuff. Even in like places that are not freezing, so you'll get more use out of this than a sweater. So either a sweater or like a fleece light, you know, jumper like this is good for your second top layer. Okay, now it's time to bring out the big guns. You are gonna need like a proper solid puffer if you're gonna some like cold place, and my tip to you is gonna be shop on sale, because that's what I did many years ago. I bought this beautiful huge puffer from H&M and it was 90% off, guys. I still remember it was like 13-14 grand and I got it for like whatever 1300 or whatever. I have worn this jacket so much over the years and I have saved so much money. This is what I mean. Like, sometimes you may not have a winter destination in mind and whatever, but these are the things that you buy on sale, because I would not want to spend 13,000 rupees on a jacket, right? Because that's not my regular usage and I don't live in a cold space. But this for 1,300 bucks, I think is amazing. This is the top layer, which is the big guy, and there's actually the best way to kind of take it when you travel as well, because this is a huge puffer, is obviously a vacuum bag, which I will show you. It's great for when you travel, because I kind of put this into a vacuum bag and then put it into my suitcase, so it becomes like the best way to maintain everything, guys, I have to tell you, is dry clean. I cannot emphasize this more. Stop hand washing and all that. That's what happened to Vaibhav's sweater. He tried to hand wash it, it shrunk, it came to me. He's learned his lesson. You'll see pieces that I'm going to show you that are over 15 years old and they look as good as new, because I maintain all my stuff and take care of it. This is definitely like 6-7 years old, easily. A trench coat is also a really nice option. Now, I bought this one in Korea, majboori mein, because I was freezing, as a lot of you know. Otherwise, a trench coat was not really on my list because they tend to be expensive and you're like, do I really want to spend that kind of money, you know? I actually got fed up in Korea because I was freezing and I had like underpacked for the kind of weather we were facing, which is why I went out and bought this. A nice black trench or a grey trench. something neutral again that you can just use a lot is always worth it. This jacket is probably the oldest. It's like a proper biker faux leather jacket that I bought from Chaps. Bought it when I was 16 years old. I am going to be 39 years old this year, okay? And look at the condition of this jacket. I like obviously the natural aging and the fraying and all of that, but it's just such a beautiful jacket. But this is not very warm. So yeah, this is like probably the oldest thing I have in my winter wardrobe, but I still love it. Then we have my leather jacket from Height Design, which is also, I think, close to a decade or at least older than, slightly older than that. Again, naturally, you know, aged. You can see it's aged just beautifully, looks amazing on every trip, keeps me warm. It was just too light for, I think, this trip, but otherwise, I think in terms of my winter wardrobe, this is probably one of the pieces I've worn the most. So yeah, a nice leather jacket or faux leather jacket lasts years and years if you keep it well. And it just looks really nice that you can style it differently with jeans, with skirts, with dresses. I would say get it in black or a basic color because then obviously you can use it with literally everything. Then of course I have a zillion bomber jackets and, you know, regular jackets. But as I said, this is more for just the staple basics. If you want to get one, I would definitely say a leather or faux leather jacket is great. I just also want to show you Weber's shorter puffer, which I bought him just before this trip because he didn't have anything that warm. And again, this was Zara on sale. So this is a shorter kind of version of mine. Also, there's actually a sleeveless version of mine, which is available on sale right now. And I've seen it. I will also link that here and everything in the description so you can choose. But yeah, this was great. Like he kept thanking me on the trip and saying I was only warm because of this. So this is what I mean. Stock up on sale. Now where you can have fun is obviously with all your beanies, your mufflers, all of that, because you can dress them up, dress them down. Like even if I'm just going to Delhi in the winter, I usually use some mufflers, my beanies, my boots to kind of create like a whole look. So that's something you can actually have fun with because they're more affordable and you can stock up on a bunch of them, which is why I always say buy black coats and stuff so that you can accessorize them and change the look of them. I would say if you don't have any, get maybe one or two really nice ones because then you'll be warm. So this is my, again, orange muffler. I wanted to take one that kind of worked. I just took this because it kind of matched my cap somewhere and I thought it's long and it keeps you warm and it has the option to kind of like do multiple, you know, layers or wear it with the white side or this side. For this trip, I thought I'll do one that's really nice and warm, and these two were perfect. This is again Anya into Uniqlo. This is the beanie I bought just before the trip. This was from the collection that just dropped. But I have a lot of beanies obviously over the years that I've collected and stuff like that. But this is something that you need in the cold. Like you need proper, like, you know, like either earmuffs or a beanie. And this is the only one I took on the trip. I wore it throughout the trip, which is why it looks like I'm pretty much in the same outfit because there's this, and then my black puffer. Now, obviously, you're gonna need gloves. These are just really nice winter Nike gloves that I have from this run Weber when I did in Seoul in January, many years ago. But I do feel like I want to get another pair of gloves, especially like nice, thicker, warmer gloves that are easy to get in and out of, because these are a little snug on me. But they survived and I survived, so it was fine. But yeah, it's on my list that in the next sale segment gloves kharidenge, and I've been looking, when I see them I'm like, oh, should I get these? Oh, should I get, and I'm like, not yet. And that, my friends, is how I stayed warm head to toe. So a lot of you will be like, oh my god, that's crazy layering, that's this and that, but that is why I was so comfortable, so happy through this trip. Like normally I'm like right now, so the AC ka vent is on me and I'm beginning to be like a little like, should I put it off? That is me in the cold. So for me, like a full snow sitch for many days was like very daunting, and I was really honestly surprised at how comfortable I was, which is why I'm even confident enough to do this video to tell you that this is what I did and it worked, because I'm someone that always freezes in Mumbai. So like Switzerland is to dur ki baat. I'm also gonna show you the person that loves my winter collection the most. It's this guy, because he wants to sleep on everything and be cozy. It's all dry clean, don't wreck my things. Here, Bessie jao. Sit down. If you're sitting, you have to look the part. Okay, there's one thing I forgot, guys, and I don't know if you can take me seriously with this guy sitting here, but there are these heat like warmers. Like these are the foot warmers, but you get the same thing for hand. I don't know if you remember in my Korea vlogs also, it's there. Basically, as you open the packet, it's just it becomes warm, and I don't know the science behind it or what it is. You just keep them in your pocket, or this you put in your socks. Okay, don't wreck my cap. And it'll keep you warm, and they really help. So these are from Decathlon. Of course, you get, I guess, different companies and all. We bought these from Decathlon before this trip, and they were really handy. Like the hand ones we finished, I just have few of the foot ones. So it's really nice if you put it on the top here, like, you know, and then you wear your boots, then your boots feel nice and toasty. And if you put them, I used to put them into my glove like this, like slide it in here so that I had like a warm hand, or keep it in your pocket so when you put your hands in, you feel amazing. So these are also really good. So guys, I think my winter gyan is over, and I have shared possibly everything I have to share with you guys. I'll also quickly tell you how I store these before I, you know, run away, just because a lot of you are probably going to be like, you have a whole winter cupboard in Bombay, what's happening? So what I do after every trip is send everything to the dry cleaners. Once it comes back, I obviously segregate everything into the different categories, the sweaters, the jackets, the whatever. Then I use these vacuum bags that you guys have seen me talk about a zillion times. So they're perfect, because even while you're traveling, as I said, it's great to kind of, you know, put in your big buffers and all that and get more space in your suitcase. But yeah, I literally put them all into vacuum bags and then just dump it into, like, it's like this bigger pile in one of the cupboards here, and they stay like that. That's how I store all the stuff. It stays perfectly clean, perfectly fresh, and literally when I have a trip, I open everything, decide what I'm taking, and put the rest back. That's how I do it. So guys, that is all my winter gyan. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any more tips and tricks, leave them in the comments. As I said, now the sales are on, stock up during the sales. Use your stuff well, reuse it for years. That is what I would always say. Don't just buy things because it's cheap and then ditch it. For me, I keep all my stuff really well, whether it's from Sarojini or whether it's from Uniqlo or wherever it's from. It's kept well. I use it for years. That's how I like my winter wardrobe to look. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and as I said, comment below with your winter tips and tricks on how to stay warm as well. See you guys. Mwah.